So my name is Gary Kramer. I have a small company that where we basically teach people how to attain financial freedom online. I do remember when I was a child and like a teenager growing up, and I remember having to like go to school, and everybody at school had a leather jacket and a class ring and a car, you know, and all the other kids had all these things, and I didn't. I wanted them, but you know, I knew that my mom's like a single mother with 8 children, you know, in the Midwest in the United States, and we were considered poor, probably to outsiders. To me, I didn't realize that we were poor until later, because we had love, affection, and I had somebody who believed in me and who completely accepted me for what my strengths were. So I had all the essentials in life to succeed. At some point later on, I realized that we're poor, you know, we were really poor, and I thought, like, you know, at some point I realized that I think I can actually, you know, like, make some money in this world, you know. I don't have to be like this my whole life, you know. It's like there's something that I can achieve. And I started to believe in myself at a young age. And that's how I live my life.
Is there a rough estimate of how much you made?
We don't even count money anymore. Literally, like, I probably made close to $1 million this month, and I don't pay attention.
How much did it mean for you to have a mum that believed in you?
It meant everything to me. Like, the truth is my mom just passed away, so it's kind of a fresh thing for me. But, you know, I mean, it meant everything to me that my mom believed in me. I'm the unexpected success story in my entire, you know, city where I grew up. Everybody looks at me like, well, they never suspected. I was like the bottom 10% of my class, you know, in high school. Nobody ever believed I was an alcoholic from the age of 17 to 23 until I quit, you know. But my mom always believed in me, and then last year, like about 9 months ago, she became terminally ill, you know, and I flew across the country, you know, 1,500 miles to get there, and she died in my arms, and there's 30 kids and grandkids like surrounding her bed. I'm holding her in my arms and just, you know, watching her, you know, go away. And you can't help but remember that this person always was there for me. Like, she was there for me from the beginning, believed in me throughout the entire thing. And
My husband had suffered from depression for years, and he finally lost his battle. And when he passed away, everything just stopped in my world. All my creativity was gone. I was going to, you know, work on some children's books and some things, and all of that just came to a stop. We had been very active in music together, and I couldn't bring myself for at least a year to even come back into life. It was probably the darkest time in my entire life. Most people in the program, their big day, you know, the date that they remember is when they made their first big breakthrough. for me, it was the day I joined Rise Academy, because it changed my life completely.
The Mentor Me program was right about the time when I was gonna say, okay, something either I need to have a breakthrough right now, like right now, or I can't do this.
You know, I was coming close to my, hey, for the next 60 days, if I can't make it work, then I'm gonna have to go back and go to corporate America, you know, and I was like, I don't want to do that. You know, from there, I went from course to course, and that's when I came across Gary and Rob's. You know, when I watched them, I said, you know, these guys are really good at marketing, but there's something a little bit deeper there. And I could feel that they were extremely transparent and speaking from the heart. And what they gave in that first week of training was more than worth the price of admission for the entire course.
I remember just doing the numbers and it was 700% ROI. I'm like, oh, holy crap. And I was with a friend of mine and her nephew. We're just hanging out, and I refreshed my screen and I screamed because I couldn't believe it. She's like, what, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, just nothing, I'm fine. I mean, even right now I'm like sweating, reliving the memory, because it was like so powerful. Like I'd never, like, it was a weird feeling to be making money when you're just having fun, when I had always been struggling.
But then, bam, you know, it was in June, first week of June in 2016, and I hit my first winning campaign, and then it just took off. And it, you know, yes, you know, in a couple of weeks I went from zero to making, you know, thousands of dollars a day. Rise Academy for me not only financially secured my life, but it changed my life in so many ways, leaving not only a legacy for my son, but also finding peace for myself. And I feel like I'm home, you know, within Rise Academy.
It felt like I was printing money. At the end of the day, I'd come down from my office and I'd tell my husband, well, you know, I printed $4,000 today, $6,000 a day, and we were both like, what? It was just an unbelievable run, and I did pretty well.
And I opened up my laptop, and my first sale using this program was $10 commission, and I was just ecstatic, you know. I was like, yes. And then throughout that day, I just kept making sales consistently. You know, my mom said, "What are you doing? You know, that's crazy." You know. And then I actually remember my first $1,000 day. I'll never forget it. I actually dropped to my knees and I started crying.
Woke up on Thanksgiving morning and saw the money that had been made overnight and during the morning, and I just was like, wow, okay, this is incredible, right? I mean, my ROI was really good, and I was just like, wow, this does work. You know, it was kind of mind-blowing, and I realized, wow, I can actually enjoy Thanksgiving and just check in on my ads.
I'll never forget when the money started coming in, I went to, immediately. I went to bed, I woke up the next day, it's still coming through, and the next day it's still coming through, and I thought, I gotta show Dad. And so I brought him in, and he's looking at the statistics, and he was like, wow. And then the next day he's looking at the statistics again, and he really, across that first week when there was just this consistent success, he got really excited. We'd go to the grocery store, and I'd save a little money on something on sale. He'd go, you can use that on ad spend. I mean, it was really phenomenal. It's like I was bringing him back up with me.
In those first few months, is there a rough estimate of how much you made?
Yeah, about $160,000 in about 90 days.
How much money did you make in your first month?
A little over 60,000.
So the first week that I had that huge success took me from really zero to, I made $19,000 that week. And when you have that kind of money coming in, the types of change that you can make for people is incredible. And when Bill died, I felt helpless, and I don't want anybody to ever have to go through that feeling again. And the ability for me to work with NAMI and to fund research, to reach out to, the survivors of suicide and affect real change is very important to me. And I feel like I can really, really make a difference now, whereas before I might have been able to do, some small piece.
It is so fun to be able to do things for your kids. And even though they're adults, they still had financial needs. The first thing I did was pay off their student loans. Problem solved, because I could write that check.
With Gary's support, I was really, it was like I was giving myself permission to live again, to come back to life. He has undying belief in not just me, but everybody who's in the program, and has continually found ways to reach out to us to make our dreams come true, to make this happen for us in any way that he can. It's phenomenal.
It's not hard to tap into the feeling and the emotion that comes when a student who recently did not believe in themselves at all, to the point where they are ecstatic with emotion because they experienced a breakthrough, because it just happened yesterday. It literally just happened yesterday. I got a phone call from a student of mine who, she was like, Gary, I gotta talk to you. This is really important. You're gonna want to hear this. And first I was kind of worried about it, and I was like, okay, call. I was like, what is it? And she's like, I gotta tell you, I just made $500 today, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not such a problem, is it? But that moment, and you can hear the excitement in her voice. She's ecstatic, because she went from nothing to just boom, 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 and she exploded overnight. For me, I've been seeing this happen for the last 18 months, and on a consistent basis, on a regular basis. But every single time that I see it, it's like it kind of hits me, and I gotta admit, I feel really good about it, to play a role in somebody's story, to be that person that believed in her enough to lift her up and to help her feel that she can do this. Because frankly, most people go into this feeling that they can't do it, and you almost have to just bully them into believing that they can do it. You have to help them find that place deep inside of themselves where they believe in themselves, and it happens because you believe in them. They don't believe in themselves. They've been conditioned not to believe in themselves, so they need somebody who actually does believe in them.
What's life like now as Victoria that believes in herself?
I guess at this point now I feel like, yeah, I'm worth it, and I'm worth all of this that I went through, and I'm worth all the support that I've gotten from the program. It's a life-changing thing for me personally, and I can't imagine imagine if I'd been missing out on all this. That would be really sad.
I would say this is the best decision you could possibly make. Sorry. Yeah, it's unimaginable, if I hadn't done this, where my life would be right now. So, to me, it's just so much, that's what I would say to myself, is just, don't hesitate, do it.
My mom always believed in me. I didn't ever have to have doubt in myself, but I am surrounded by people who have doubt in themselves, and I'm able to give them that gift that my mom gave me,
How does it feel to carry on that legacy?
Well, it feels like she's still alive, like she's living through me. I feel like I'm plugged in where I'm supposed to be. There's no other place that I'm supposed to be. Like, everything in my life, every belief that I've had, every principle that I've fought for in my life is coming out through this experience. And I'm just sitting back, sort of along for the ride now, because it's all just happening. I definitely stirred things up to get here. I worked really, really hard to get where I am today. But now I'm in a position to give back to everybody else and that I encounter, everybody else who needs somebody to believe in them. It's like I'm there, I can give it to them, you know. It's like it means a lot to be able to have an impact on ordinary people. Never expected to have somebody believe in them.
So what would you say to that person?
Do it. I would say do it. Buy the program. Do it.
If you are serious, then buy it. If you're not serious, and if you're just gonna, you know, if you're not gonna take action, don't bother. Because like anything in life, it's not going to work if you don't take action. But if you take action, this will work for you.
I'd say there's no perfect time to buy a course. You know, I remember I had to put my last $500 on Gary's first course. I had to put my faith in that. It wasn't even my credit card. So there is no perfect timing, you know. So I recommend just taking that leap of faith and doing anything you can. I mean, selling stuff if you have to. When I first started, I had one of my mentors said, go and sell your car, go and sell your flooring tools, like do whatever you can to get the money to invest, you know, in yourself. And I did. I'm glad I did. You know, if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
You know, every person that gets in this program, I don't care who you are, what your background is, you can succeed with it. I know because I talk to hundreds of students every single week from all different backgrounds, all different struggles, and they come in with the same reasons, you know, deep down inside of why I came in, and they're finding success from no matter where they're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I had to borrow money from a friend to get into the program. I had already racked up all this credit card debt, and I think it's a choice, but it's worth it.
If you're looking for a change in lifestyle, this offers everything and guidance and love along the way.
Allow your doubts to prevent you from the ultimate opportunity to succeed in life. The secret is that you have to be able to trust your heart, trust your instincts, and find the person that resonates with you. Now, I am in a unique position because I don't need money from someone. I don't do this for money. I already have all the money that I could ever need. I could retire tomorrow, but I would be bored. I genuinely want to make a difference in people's lives. When you're ready to change your life, when you're ready to make a change in your life, the only way that a significant change is going to happen in your life is if you're all in. The only way that you can be all in is if you remove the resistance, if you let down your guard. It's like in a relationship, if you want to have love in your life, you have to completely let down your guard, and it's going to be painful. You know, it's going to be challenging. You might not want to because you don't want to get hurt. The same is true in business. You don't want to get hurt. You've probably been hurt again. Why would you trust somebody again? You've been hurt. You know, that's the story of all of our lives. But you have to trust your heart, your instincts, and when you hear somebody, you can feel the genuineness and the authenticity in a person's voice. And if you feel, or if my words or my story resonates with you, then just trust the moment. Don't risk losing out on an opportunity just because somebody else hurt you. No, you have to